If you've never heard of me before, I'm Dr. Mina Blazy, and hey, everybody, I'm actually going live on YouTube to go over ChatGPT, and which is more fun for me. And the reason why is because I think there's this hidden conception that ChatGPT is scary, but it's not. This is what I'm going to be doing. Um, for those of you that are on YouTube, you've seen me here before, and this is fun. And I see all of you, and hey, and I'm so glad you're here. And if you have to step out, that's okay. You can jump back. You can go see it again on YouTube. But I'm going live on YouTube to show you ChatGPT 3.5 free version and ChatGPT 4.0 paid version from a teacher's perspective. And I'm doing it from a teacher's perspective because typically when we are in ChatGPT, we tend to not know what to do. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. There are two things that, two words, vocabulary, language of the discipline that I recommend. One is querying, and the other one is command. When you are in ChatGPT, you can query. A lot of us do a lot of querying, meaning we ask it a question. Give me the definition of, or tell me what you can do for me as a teacher. What would you do if, or when I am going here, what can I do on a family trip? Well, that's what we call querying. And typically, when you are looking at the ChatGPT platform, right in the middle of it, it says, how can I help you today? And you can ask it a question. And every time you log into ChatGPT and you are looking at it from this perspective, and I will actually share my screen for those of you that are here on YouTube, you see this dashboard on the left. You can upgrade it. I do have the upgraded version. And then you see the chat feature. And in here, this is where it'll give you examples of what you can ask it. You can click on it. It'll give you information, make a content strategy. And typically it will blow up. And there's so much information when you're in ChatGPT. For those of you that are watching me on Instagram, this is where I am. So you can ask it whatever you want. Typically, the first thing I tell every educator when you are on ChatGPT is to ask it one specific question. And I'm going to tell everybody to do it just to say, what is ChatGPT? I believe that you should ask ChatGPT this question, what is ChatGPT? Because a lot of people don't even know what it is. They're like, oh, it's AI and it's going to take over and it's going to do all your homework. Well, in the free version, it gives you about one paragraph. Now, it used to give you more in the free version. ChatGPT is a language model developed by OpenAI, the openai.com. Go look at that. Based on the GPT 3.5 architecture, GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And if you're looking at it, you can read it. It is specifically trained to understand and generate natural language text. So it'll spit out whatever you want. Now, if I take this same question and I go into the paid version, here's the paid version. I put it in, bam. This is the paid version. It's going to give me something slightly different. And it takes a little bit longer. And what I mean by take longer, it's still going pretty fast. It gives you what perspective of 4.0. It tells you it's a language model, but it gives you more information. Now, I can tell you that I can push ChatGPT 3.5. I can make it do more. But this is what it tells you. And it's still pretty vague. I think it's very ambiguous. But here's the thing. You can ask it to explain it at a different age group. So I'm going to go back to free version. Free version. Explain this as if I have no idea what AI or GPT is. It just throw that in there, and it'll tell you. And I'm going to take the same. If you scroll, it'll stop moving on you, but you can tell it's still moving right here. If you see this, the circle and the box, the stop, it's still moving. So it's telling you, imagine creating a machine that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. AI is like teaching computers to think and learn in ways similar to humans. And I'm going to tell you that what happens on the back end that people don't know when it says pre-trained, you have a bunch of humans that are going, well, no, I don't really like how you're saying that. Really try this. And every time you use ChatGPT, you are training it as well. So be aware of that. We can take the same question, throw this into the 4.0, and this is what you get. So this is just an overview of what ChatGPT is. And yes, ask it this question. Now you'll notice that my dashboard here in the paid version is a little bit more robust because I have so many chats that I've done. And so one of the things that you can do is if I wanted to rename this chat here, I could do that. I can do the same thing in the paid version. But here, what I like about 4.0 is it says what generative is. It gives you vocabulary of the discipline. We like that as educators. Pre-train, transform it. It tells you everything. But today, my mission is to really help you. For those of you that are new to ChatGPT, yes, I am live on YouTube. I am live on Facebook as well. I'm not live on LinkedIn today. But to really help you understand that ChatGPT isn't scary. I am an educator by trade. I am a science teacher. However, I'm also a former principal and now work for a small school district in Southern California. But this is what I'm doing. I am live on YouTube. And if you want more information and you're like, you know what, this is too much for me right now. It's a holiday. Yes, happy birthday, Martin Luther King Jr. Go ahead and go to my Linktree or my in my Instagram profile and just fill out, if you type in the word or go to my DM and type in the word ChatGPT or my previous Instagram, or just send me your email. I will email you some resources when you use ChatGPT. I'll just send you that. Or you can sign up for my email list. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you something that, at least in the state of California, every state has some type of framework. This past year in June 2023, the state of California, July, agreed to update the framework for mathematics. And I don't mean just Common Core. This is a framework. And I decided I was going to show you something specific. Chapter 4, which is the standards for mathematical practices. I want to show you how you can actually, as an educator, use ChatGPT to formulate your thinking in the classroom to help you be a little bit more efficient. Now, I did download this as a Word doc and then saved it as a PDF. If I go into the free version, something that I can't do is I can't upload any documents. But if I wanted to do a new chat and I wanted to ask ChatGPT, can you tell me about the California mathematics framework? It'll either say yes or no at this point. Yes, it does. The framework outlines key concepts. Okay, so the framework is aligned with the California Common Core State Standards. This is very updated information. When ChatGPT came out in November, December of 2022, over a year ago, you could only get anything that was prior to 2021, the GPT system. Just imagine some framework sitting somewhere in some warehouse. It was going to a library of information, like an encyclopedia. It is what it is. That's all there's there. Now it's giving me more updated information. So it's telling me about the framework, but it seemed to be pretty limited. Now I'm going to ask the same thing in the paid version. And I'm going to go to a new chat and I'm going to ask it, can you tell me about again, this is called querying. When you are in ChatGPT, you can query or tell it a command. In a moment, I'm going to show you the difference between a command and a query. Look, you see that little purple thing? It's telling me you went to Bing. It's telling me it adopted, the new framework was adopted in 2023. It's giving me some research here. This is the link. Let me just click on it for fun. This is the link to where I just was. I was already here. That is a resource. Now, I didn't do it in APA format, but why not? So again, I'm on YouTube Live, but if you're here, I'm on Instagram because I would love for you to go see me on YouTube Live. Now, if you're on YouTube Live and you're like, please, I would love more information. I did throw up a QR code on the top left, because if you want, just connect, scan that with your phone, and sign up with your email information. And I'll send a lot of free resources. Okay, so look, this is what it's saying. Now, I probably can push it and tell me about chapter 4. Tell me about chapter 4. Again, this is a query because I'm not asking it to do anything other than inquire, to query, to ask it a question. And so let's see if it'll actually search Bing. And while it's doing that, it's searching Bing again, me and my happy coffee. Again, if you are on Instagram, welcome. My goal is to do this more often and get comfortable with the uncomfortable going live, and probably on TikTok as well. So it can't do that. I'm unable to directly open and access chapter 4. So this is a limit. However, we can challenge the limit and we're going to go to the PDF right here, chapter 4. We're going to upload it. Here we go. We're uploading it. And now we're going to say, read chapter 4 and focus on the standards for mathematical practice. Now, for those of you that are educators and and if I worked with you before, the standards for mathematical practices are a big deal to me. The National Council of Teachers of Mathematics really wants teachers to integrate the SMPs, the standards for mathematical practices. That is imperative when you're teaching math. So if you are somebody that is focused on quantitative math, I'm going to push you and say, do kids think about their mathematics? That's a whole nother training, another day. So look, it's giving me the list for those of you that are on YouTube or you're watching me on Facebook. It is giving me the list of the standards for mathematical practices. There are 8 of them. My words, and then there's an NCTM book that's out. It's called Routines for Reasoning. We will tell you that number 1 should always be done. Make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. Now I'm going to give ChatGPT a command. I'm not going back to the free version right now because I am going to give it a specific command. Now I can do the same thing over in the free version, but this time I'm going to push it a little bit. Give me a let's see. Give me a high school standard for, let's say, integrated mathematics 2. Now, in the state of California, many school districts have adopted the integrated approach for math 1, 2, and 3. Basically, math 1, more algebra, a little bit of geometry, math 2, geometry, some trigonometry, and integrated math 3, some trig, geometry, and some pre-calc. So give me a high school standard for integrated mathematics 2. Now, I'm still querying. Now, I wanted to find a standard. Now, again, 3.5 can do this too. So it's reading documents, but I didn't need it to read a document. I just wanted it to find one for me. Just find a standard. No need to read documents. So I'm going to stop what it's doing, and I'm just going to ask it to. No, it doesn't need to read that document because it's not in there. Even though it wants to. It keeps wanting to read this document. So I wanted to find a standard. But if I need to push it a little bit, we can go to the California CDE or any state that you're in and put mathematics standards. This is the standards. That's the framework. This is the standards. It is a PDF. So right now, I'm just going to download this PDF. And I know it's bigger than life, but if it wants to, let's see if it could not find one because it wants to go into that one. So I'm just going to add it. Use this document and find one high school math standard. Since it wanted to. Now I'm going to go to the free version and see if ChatGPT give me a high school mathematics standard for California. Now, you know what? Maybe I wasn't specific enough in the paid version. But while it's thinking, so look, it gave me one immediately. The free version isn't, the paid version will work harder than it needs to sometimes. The free version gave me, I love this. So it's giving me the arithmetic with polynomials and rational expressions. You don't need to know this. I'm not asking you to know this. But if you were a new teacher and you're like, oh my gosh, my brain is on overload, I don't know where to start. So this is, I'm just going to grab this standard in case the paid version didn't find it. But so this one is giving me construct and compare linear, quadratic, and exponential models and solve problems. And now I'm going to say, let's use this one, this standard. Watch this. Create a lesson plan and integrate the SMPs. This will be over 2 weeks, grade 10. Let's see what ChatGPT will do. Now, this is the paid version. So welcome for those of you that are here. If you have Q&A or questions about ChatGPT, or you're on live on YouTube, or you're in my Facebook group right now, I see you here. And that's okay. You can grab the QR code if you're on YouTube and send me some. If you actually just email me or fill out that subscription page, I will start to send information. If you're on Instagram and you want to put it in the Q&A, I will gladly answer your questions, because I think that ChatGPT is something we should get in front of. I believe that ChatGPT is going to change what business is. It is going to put people out of a job, unless, I know that for some of you are like, what? You can read that in the California U.S. Department of Education. I'm not saying it's going to get rid of humans or teachers. I'm going to say that if you're not embracing what we're doing with AI, that it's going to change what we're doing. Now, I'm going to have to regenerate this because the system got mad at me. So I'm going to regenerate, but I'm going to go back to the paid version. Now, again, I am on live on YouTube, and I am creating a lesson plan using ChatGPT. So I'm going to go back. This time I'm going to grab this same prompt, and this is a command. This prompt is considered a command, and I'm going to ask the free version to do the same. And I know I'm doing a lot right now, but in the paid version, this is what happened. Look at this. 10th grade. I gave it the standard because it needed to be pushed a little bit. This is a command. Command is telling ChatGPT exactly what you want it to do. A query is asking it a question or a statement like, what would the weather be like in California this time of year typically? That's querying. Tell me how I can use ChatGPT. That's a query. You're doing an inquire. A command is being direct. I need you to do this for me, this for me, this for me, and this for me. So it did this. Look, so day 1 and 2, introduction to polynomials and the remainder theorem. Again, this is just an example for those of you who are like, please make math go away. It's not my point. But for educators, those of you that are educators, this can really, now this is just, to me, this isn't really a lesson plan, it's more of an outline. But if I want to, when I was a teacher, I used to write these lesson plans out verbatim. Like if I put it in front of a teacher, they could teach structure of matter. They could teach chemical equations, even though they never seen it before. That's how organized I was in the classroom. So it's telling me now, specifically, those of you that are educators, I'm very adamant that K-5, middle school and high school teachers should be integrating the standards for mathematical practices. That was the point of this, was to show you in the paid version that I uploaded in the paid version the standards for mathematical practices. Let me show you based on chapter 4 that I downloaded. Okay, you could upload it as a Word document as well. And then gave me an outline of this chapter very quickly. And then I actually said only focus on the standards for mathematical practices. Then I asked it to find me a standard. It didn't. It totally didn't. I had to tell it a standard. And then I even uploaded the state standards, paid version. You can upload documents. And like if you're, those of you, I see some of you know me because you're agents and you know my sister. This is the profound part about the paid version. It's only $20 a month. And I'm going to tell you when 4.5 and 5.0 comes out, there's going to be a different paid hierarchy for ChatGPT. Because right now it's only $20 a month. And for some of you, you're like, yeah, but those of you that know Carrie, she would tell you, how many of you go to Starbucks every day? You live in Starbucks. Like that is your crack. How much was that coffee that day? Oh, it was only $5, but you bought the egg bites and you bought the banana bread, right? Right? You did. So here's my Starbucks at home. Does not the little, what's called the K-Pod thing. This is it. So anyway, I can't say like, how my sister's like coffee with Carrie? I can't say that. It's like, I don't know, mimosas with Mina? No, I don't know. Mocha, right? Anyway, this is it. So it broke it down. It told me what mathematical practices to use. And so for those of you that are like, well, I would have to refer back, but that's okay. If you go to my YouTube and you want to hear about the standards for mathematical practices and my belief in how to teach them, there is something there. I am a science teacher by trade, but those mathematical practices work in science as well. And if you're a principal, I'm going to tell you something. Your job as a principal is to be an instructional leader, even if you don't know how. What you do know how to do is present the information in front of teachers to say, this is what you should be doing in the classroom. And let me give you an example. Somebody else on YouTube, by the way, those of you that are Instagram and YouTube, has something to show you on how to do something. You don't need to be the expert on everything, but you are an expert on leading people on how to be experts in the classroom. It is not your job to teach students. It is your job to educate the adults that are teaching children. And that is, I will downhill with that one. You can, not every teacher is going to teach the same, and not every, and I wouldn't dare tell a teacher how they should teach. I would just tell them what are your strengths. Let's focus on those. And, you can pray and make sure your weaknesses are helped as well. So those are just some tips and tricks I wanted to tell you. Now that's like a profound piece, but let's say you were, let's just go to these state standards. And again, I didn't actually I did. I'm going to go to a kindergarten standard. So for those of you that are like, kindergarten, that's my level. And if you're a parent, this will change your life on helping your children in teaching them at home or helping them at home. So again, I am on Facebook. If you are a parent, now I'm going to give you a parent version. I'm going to go and say, if you're in California and you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to help my children with math. The last thing I remember doing was add-ins. You're like, what's an add-in? Okay, 1 + 1 is 2. 2 add-ins equals a sum. You're like, I just want to help my children be successful, and I don't know how. First tip, parents. Here's your tip as a parent. You don't need to know how to do calculus to help your children. You don't even need ChatGPT. You do need to know possibly how to read the book and say, tell me more about what you're learning and let me read the chapter to you. That's a tip. Like you can, the day you believe your children know how to read and you're like, oh, you read it now, I don't need to help you. No, you should read to your children all the way through middle school and high school and in college if their brain hurts. Because the way we articulate, our brains are more advanced and they hear it differently. And you can stop and pause. Well, tell me about that. You might learn a little bit. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you how to help your kids with their homework, even though they should need help. But, they get home and they're like, I don't remember what I learned today. This is probably more of a first grade one, end of the year kindergarten one. I am going to go to free. Let's go to free version land. Here's free version, new chat. Dashboard is on the left of ChatGPT. The chat feature is in the middle. Dashboard, chat feature. Okay? Dashboard, chat feature. This is what I'm going to do. Say, I am a parent of a first grader. My first grader is in need of help with addition. You can make it harder. Multiplication. This is a query. How can I help my child? Now I'm just asking it something simple. Ask it to help your child. Look, use visual aids, make it fun, real life examples. That's like teacher level, or that's a lot. Number line, story, but I'm doing this because I want you to see what we can do. Now I'm going to grab the same one, put it in paid version, and ask it the same thing and see what it does. If you have paid version and your child has a homework page, you can take a picture of it, send it to your computer, and upload it. Yes, you can do it on here too. You can upload it and say, I have no idea how to help my child. And especially if it's calculus, how can I help them understand this concept? It doesn't have to be math. It could be science. It could be whatever. Very similar answers here. Interactive games, draw it out, use real objects, flashcards. So consistent practice, story problems. So here's what I'm going to tell you. That's a lot even for a parent. But I'm going to say, how about the assignment said, do 2-digit addition. Show me examples. Watch this. This right here. For those of you that are like, what are you doing? Look at this. Like it's spitting it out. Give me examples. And what I love about this, for those of you that are on Instagram, I have to tell you this. It says, certainly when teaching 2-digit addition, it's important to start with simpler problems that don't require, I don't like the word carrying, but at least it knew better to say regrouping. Get rid of the word carrying. You don't carry anything. You regroup numbers. And then gradually move to more complex one. Here are a few examples. Here are the examples, okay? Regrouping. Step 1, add the ones place, 4 and 2. Look, 4 and 2. I'm going to say, can you use the stat method? And I'm going to be meaning, for example, 1, put 34 on top and 22 on the bottom. Let's see if it can actually do that for me. Let's see. Because you want kids to be able to see it differently. Oh, it did it. Now it knew, so it's not lined up. I'm having trouble with this not being lined up. Do you remember when we talked a little bit about the standards for mathematical practices? I'm going to go back to that. Just so you know this, let me show you this. I have to go there. It says, and I'm going to tell you, it's probably number 1 of 4, 5, 6, or 7. Here, number 6, attend to precision. So ChatGPT right now did not attend to precision. I'm going to say, what about SMP 6? Attend to precision. That doesn't line up. Now I'm training ChatGPT right now. I'm giving it a command. I am teaching it something. You're right. I appreciate your attention to precision. Let's see if it will do it. It still isn't, but that's a limitation to ChatGPT right now. And I'm just telling you that because as a parent, this would frustrate me. So something to note. ChatGPT can't necessarily put it in text form. It's put it in a markdown form right now, but just know that attending to precision, lining up a problem is imperative, but it's not really doing that. But here's what I can do. Watch this. I'm in the paid version. I am confident that it would still do this in the free version. I'm going to ask it, give me the examples as a test. Let's say as an assessment for my daughter. She will sit here and do each problem as you ask, one at a time. Okay, for real. Like, all right. I am asking ChatGPT to interact with my child right now. Problem one. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell it to redo from left to right because your markdown isn't following SMP 6. I'm just telling this as a teacher. I know that attend to precision. I wouldn't, if children look at this, they're going to add 3 and 2. I'm just telling you that that's a problem. Okay. Oh, it fixed it. It fixed it. Okay. It fixed. Okay. All right. Now let's 4 and 2 is 6. Okay. And I'm going to say 4 and 2 is 6. And not 3 and 2, 30 and 20. 30 and 20 is 50. That means the answer is 56. Now, I'm not expecting a child to do that, even though they should be able to do that. They should be able to write out their problems. They should be able to do all of this. This is correct. Your daughter did great. I'm the child. My daughter, let's name our daughter. My daughter's name is, I'll just name myself, Mina. Address her. She is doing the work. Do you understand? Like, you can make it address the child. Like, let's talk to the child. Hello, Mina. Let's work on the next problem. Okay, let's get the problem wrong. So we know that 5 and 3 is 8, and we know that 50 and 20 is 70. It would be 78. Let's say the answer is 77. Let's see what it'll do for us. It is not 7. Then adding the tens, see, look. So it gave me what I needed to do. It broke it down. So if you are in the chat or you are on Instagram, tell me what your thoughts are. Like, tell me what it is, because this is really kind of a fun thing. And I don't want to keep you. What I want to do is have fun with using ChatGPT. So for those of you that are totally watching me, I'm having fun doing this for you, with you. Send me a DM. Connect with me. If you're on YouTube, scan that QR code. I appreciate you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to do this more often because I want to help you, help yourself as parents, help you as teachers and principals to use this as a tool and not a transaction. And transaction, it'll write a paper for you. But we can use it as a tool to change what we're doing differently as parents. We can use it to make us more efficient, and we can use it as a tutor as well. But you do have to train it to do so. So thank you guys so much. I know I was like on YouTube and here at the same time. I appreciate you listening to me. This was fun for me. Thank you so much again. I am out. I am going to be ending my live on here on Instagram and on YouTube. And again, so those of you that are following me, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe and hang out. I appreciate all of